Have you ever noticed that anxiety is never interested in the present? Think about the last time you felt truly anxious. Not yesterday, not last year. The very moment anxiety took hold of you. Were you afraid of what was happening, or of what might happen? There's a difference, a profound one, because anxiety rarely attacks the present. It attacks your imagination. Right now, as you're watching this video, take a second and look around you. The room you're in, the chair beneath you, the sound around you. For many of you, nothing dangerous is happening. No one is chasing you. No building is collapsing. No disaster is unfolding in front of your eyes. Yet your heart may still race. Your chest may still feel heavy. Your mind may already be somewhere else. Tomorrow, next week, 10 years from now. It's almost as if your brain has learned to abandon the present, to survive a future that doesn't even exist. But here's the strange part. If anxiety is trying to protect you, why does it leave you exhausted? Shouldn't protection make you stronger? Shouldn't preparation make you calmer? Instead, the more anxious we become, the less capable we often feel. That's a paradox. And paradoxes deserve investigation. Because maybe, just maybe, we've misunderstood anxiety from the very beginning. Most people believe anxiety is the fear of bad things happening. I don't think that's true. I think anxiety is something much more subtle. It is the desperate need to know what cannot be known. Read that again in your mind. The desperate need to know what cannot be known. Who will stay? Who will leave? Whether you'll succeed, whether you'll fail, whether your health will change, whether your children will be safe, whether tomorrow will look anything like today. None of us can answer those questions. Yet anxiety convinces us that if we think about them long enough, we'll somehow find certainty. And that's where the trap begins, because certainty isn't hiding somewhere, waiting for you to discover it. It never existed. The anxious mind isn't searching for answers. It's searching for guarantees. And life has never promised those. Not to the rich, not to the intelligent, not to the faithful, not to anyone. So here's the first question this video asks you. What if your greatest source of anxiety isn't the future itself, but your refusal to accept that some parts of the future cannot be controlled? The need for certainty has existed for thousands of years. Long before psychology gave it a name, people were already trying to predict the future. They looked to the stars. They searched for signs. They consulted prophets. They created rituals. Not because they were foolish, because uncertainty has always frightened the human heart. There's something deeply uncomfortable about admitting, I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I don't know if this decision will work. I don't know how this story ends. The human mind hates that sentence. It would rather hold on to a false answer than an honest uncertainty. Think about how often you've asked questions that no one could possibly answer. What if I lose everything? What if they stop loving me? What if this pain never goes away? Those questions have something in common. None of them can be answered today. Yet anxiety insists that they must be, so your mind starts searching, not for truth, but for relief. And relief is dangerous when you're willing to accept any answer, because your brain doesn't always reward what is true. Sometimes, it rewards whatever feels certain, even if that certainty is completely false. That's why anxious people often become convinced that the worst outcome is the most realistic one. Not because they have evidence, because certainty feels safer than possibility. Imagine walking through a forest at night. You hear something move behind the trees. You don't know what it is. Your mind has two choices. It could be the wind, or it could be something dangerous. Which one do you think your brain chooses first? The dangerous one. Not because it's accurate, because throughout human history, assuming danger kept people alive. Your brain was designed to protect you. not to make you peaceful. That's an important distinction. Protection and peace are not the same thing. Sometimes, the very system trying to keep you alive becomes the system preventing you from truly living. And perhaps that's one of anxiety's greatest paradoxes. It promises safety, but slowly, it begins stealing your life one imagined tomorrow at a time. There's another reason anxiety is so exhausting. It never knows when to stop. Real danger has an ending. The fire is extinguished. The surgery is over. The interview ends. The storm passes. Your nervous system was designed for moments like those. It rises. It protects you. Then it settles. Anxiety doesn't work that way, because its greatest source of fuel isn't reality, it's possibility. And possibility has no finish line. The moment one fear disappears, another quietly takes its place. You finally get the job. Now you're afraid of losing it. Your child arrives home safely. Now you're worried about tomorrow. The medical exam comes back normal. Now your mind wonders if something was missed. Have you noticed? Anxiety never celebrates, it simply changes the subject. That's why so many people spend years believing, if I can just solve this one problem, I'll finally have peace. But peace keeps moving farther away, not because life keeps getting harder, but because anxiety keeps creating new conditions for peace to exist. I'll relax when, I'll be happy after, I'll stop worrying once. Those sentences sound harmless, until you realize they postpone your life indefinitely. Because there will always be another when, another condition, another uncertainty, another tomorrow. The anxious mind believes peace is a reward, earned only after every question has been answered. But life has never worked that way. If it did, no parent would ever sleep peacefully. No entrepreneur would ever start a business. No one would ever fall in love. Every meaningful part of life involves uncertainty, not because something has gone wrong, but because uncertainty is the price of being alive. Maybe that's what anxiety struggles to accept. It keeps asking life for guarantees, when life has only ever offered opportunities. Let me ask you something. What is anxiety actually asking from you? Think carefully. Is it asking you to be more responsible, more prepared, more careful? At first, it certainly feels that way. But if you listen closely, anxiety is asking for something impossible. It wants certainty before action, before you speak. It wants to know exactly how the conversation will end. Before you love, it wants proof you'll never be hurt. Before you begin, it wants a guarantee you won't fail. Before you trust, it wants evidence you'll never be betrayed. Do you see the pattern? Anxiety doesn't simply want you to think. It wants you to eliminate every possibility of pain before you live your life. But that life doesn't exist. It never has. Imagine if every meaningful decision in your life required complete certainty. Would you have accepted your first job? Would you have married? Would you have become a parent? Would you have started that business? Would you even have learned to walk? Every significant step you've ever taken required moving forward without knowing the outcome. That's not weakness, that's the human condition. And perhaps that's why anxiety creates such an impossible burden. It demands a version of life that no human being has ever experienced. A life without uncertainty, without risk, without vulnerability, without faith. But remove those things, and you don't remove suffering, you remove living. Maybe that's why the people we admire most aren't the ones who never felt afraid. They're the ones who refuse to make certainty the price of action. Courage has never been the absence of anxious thoughts. It has always been the decision that uncertainty is not a good enough reason to stop living. There's something else anxiety rarely tells you. It tells you to trust your feelings, without ever asking whether your feelings are telling the truth. That sounds almost impossible. After all, who knows your emotions better than you? No one. But knowing what you feel isn't the same as knowing why you feel it. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. The house is silent. Your phone hasn't rung. No bad news has arrived. Yet something feels wrong. Your chest is tight. Your thoughts begin racing. Within minutes, your mind starts searching for an explanation. There must be a reason. Maybe it's my health, maybe it's my family. Maybe I forgot something important. Maybe something terrible is about to happen. Notice what just happened. The feeling came first. The explanation came later. But your mind reversed the order. It assumed the explanation already existed and began searching for evidence to support it. This is one of the most overlooked things about anxiety. It doesn't simply create fearful thoughts. It teaches you to interpret ordinary sensations as extraordinary threats. A faster heartbeat, a headache, a delayed reply, a strange look on someone's face. None of these things carry meaning by themselves. Meaning is assigned by the mind. And an anxious mind almost always assigns the darkest meaning available, not because it's irrational, because it's trying to protect you. If every rustle in the bushes might hide a predator, it's safer to overreact than to ignore it. That instinct kept our ancestors alive. But modern life asks something different from us. Today, the greatest dangers are rarely hiding behind trees. They're often hiding inside the stories we keep repeating to ourselves. And every story repeated often enough begins to sound like truth. That's why one of the most important skills you'll ever develop is not controlling every thought. It's learning to question the stories your mind tells before giving them permission to shape your reality. Perhaps the greatest victory anxiety ever wins when it's convincing you that thinking and solving are the same thing. They're not. Think about someone sitting in a rocking chair. Hour after hour, they're moving, but they're going nowhere. Anxiety works in much the same way. It creates movement without progress. You replay the conversation. Again, you imagine another outcome, then another, then another. Your mind becomes incredibly busy, but nothing in your life actually changes. Why? Because anxiety confuses mental activity with meaningful action. And that's one of the easiest traps to fall into, especially if you're an intelligent person, because intelligent people often believe that every problem can be solved if they think long enough. Sometimes that's true. Engineering problems, business decisions, complex strategies. Thinking matters. But there are problems that cannot be solved by thinking, only by living. You cannot think your way into trusting someone. You cannot think your way into courage. You cannot think your way out of grief. You cannot think your way into peace. At some point, life asks something thinking can never give. It asks for a decision. This is where anxiety begins to lose its grip. Not when every question has been answered, but when you realize that waiting for perfect certainty has become more painful than taking the next step. The anxious mind keeps saying, think a little longer. Wait a little longer. Make sure first. Life quietly answers, you already know enough to move. And perhaps that's the hardest lesson of all. There comes a moment when another hour of worrying won't make you wiser. It will only make you more tired. Because wisdom doesn't always come from thinking more. Sometimes, it comes from finally deciding that fear no longer gets to delay your life. There's one final question I want you to wrestle with. Not tomorrow. Right now. What has anxiety already taken from you? Not what it threatened to take. What has it already stolen? How many opportunities did you postpone because you were waiting to feel ready? How many conversations never happened because you imagined how badly they might end? How many nights of peace were exchanged for battles that never existed? How many memories were quietly missed because your mind was somewhere else? This is the tragedy of anxiety. It doesn't only steal joy from the future, it steals presence from the present. It convinces you that life begins after certainty arrives, after you have enough money, after every test comes back normal, after everyone approves of you, after every fear disappears. But if you've lived long enough, you already know something. That day never comes. Life has never waited for certainty. It has always unfolded in the middle of uncertainty. The people who build meaningful lives aren't the ones who finally eliminate fear. They're the ones who stop negotiating with it, who understand that fear can have a voice without being given authority, that anxiety can knock at the door without being invited inside, because there is a difference between hearing a thought and obeying it. The next anxious thought that enters your mind may sound convincing, it may sound urgent, it may even sound wise. But before you follow it, ask yourself one question. Is this thought asking me to live more wisely, or simply asking me to be afraid? That question may become one of the most important habits you ever build, because anxiety survives when every thought is believed. It weakens the moment every thought begins to be examined. Before we end, I want you to remember something. Your mind is one of the most powerful gifts you've ever been given. It can imagine, create, learn, solve, dream. But that same gift can also become a prison when every thought is treated as truth. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson anxiety can teach us. Not that every fearful thought is dangerous, but that every fearful thought must be examined, because your mind will continue producing possibilities. That's its job. Wisdom begins when you stop confusing possibilities, go in with promises, when you stop mistaking fear for truth, when you stop asking anxiety to tell you what tomorrow looks like, because anxiety has never seen tomorrow. It only imagines it, and imagination, no matter how convincing, is not reality. So the next time your mind begins writing a story about everything that could go wrong, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what evidence do I actually have? Right now, you may discover something remarkable, that the battle your body has been preparing for exists only inside a story that has never happened, and stories can always be rewritten. If this conversation made you stop and think, subscribe to Made for More. This channel isn't about empty motivation. It's about learning to think more clearly, live more wisely, and understand the deeper truths of human nature through psychology, wisdom, and faith. If you don't want to miss the next conversation, subscribe now and turn on notifications. And if this video helped you, share it with someone whose mind has been carrying burdens it was never meant to carry. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care of your mind, guard the way you think, and remember, not every thought deserves to be believed.